whenever you leave home, you leave a certain something behind. And that is something that you can at best substitute, but you can never replicate. And that is a certain kind of loneliness that goes with migration, no matter the sort of migration, or no matter the sort of immigrant that you are. There's a certain sort of exile, because it is exile, isn't it? And exile goes hand in hand with separation, with dislocation, with excavation of identity, and all these things sort of coalesce into the sort of loss that I was trying to articulate in the essay. The implications are that, for starters, you try to fashion a new identity. Now, I moved from Nigeria to Belgium. I was 21. I had a university degree. I was pursuing 2 other degrees. And suddenly I was somewhere where nothing I knew mattered at all. Not the language, not the social etiquette. And I remember one of the most poignant experiences of my move to Belgium was walking into it's called an interim cantor, which is like I suppose you'd say job office, maybe an employment office is the right term. And I had taken a break between my master's and my PhD to sort of, get a proper job. And I walked into this interim cantor, and I very, nicely asked the woman behind the counter how I could apply for a job. No, actually, I said I was looking for a job. And she didn't ask, what my qualifications were. She didn't ask anything at all. She just said, "Oh yes, we've got jobs going. We're looking for a cleaner, and you can start today." And so I said, "Well, I'm looking for a cleaner as well, because I don't like cleaning, certainly not for other people." And the 15 or so years I lived in Belgium, I sort of had to live with the fact that suddenly what I was, or whatever qualifications I had, or whatever individual traits I had, didn't matter. Suddenly I belonged to a group that other people felt that they knew, and they were now projecting their own ideas of what that group meant on me. And I think, this is something that migrants, certainly migrants of color, have to deal with on a daily basis. They fight to, first of all, be an individual, but also belong to a group. At the beginning, it made me very self-conscious. The first year of my migration in Belgium, I couldn't write at all, not in any language. I suffered panic attacks. And I think what is peculiar about Belgium for me was the fact that suddenly I had to deal with a different language as well. So I was in a place where I couldn't just walk into a bakery and ask for bread and know that the person who was there could understand me. And the fact that they couldn't understand me also meant that I was treated with a certain kind of, I think the term is probably condescension, which is what happens when people don't speak your language or understand your language, or think that when you don't understand the language of the place that you're in, and you're trying to make yourself understood, sort of go down to a very infantile level, I think. And that does a lot to your self-confidence. And that certainly happened to me.